the HarmonicDyne Zeos Eris. Overall build, very nice. Like, it's way nicer in person than in photos. It feels quality, like very comfortable, like extremely comfortable headband, like best headband ever, maybe. Very comfortable, super soft. Just, it's a nice experience to wear these. Even down to the details here of like the inscribings. It's nice. These are more of a semi-closed back, so if you're expecting amazing isolation, this isn't it. This acts more like an open back in that sense. Like, I can hear everything going on around me. But overall, quite a nice build. Cable, too. Oh, man. This is maybe the best headphone cable I own. It's just lovely. It's like an IEM cable, but thicker, and it wears nice. Good weight to it. 4.4 this one. Unfortunately, I'm more of a 3.5 guy, but yeah, whatever. Just use an adapter. So nice, this cable. Well behaved. No memory. Like, it's truly an excellent cable. Just the soft case. Like, I want to rest my head on this. It's like I want a pillowcase made out of this. It's so soft. Lovely unboxing experience. Lovely accessories. Good build. Overall, very nice. Just real quick, thank you Zeos and Pasta for sending this for review. I appreciate it. Let's talk about it. The bass violence necessary for change. It's on the packaging. Like, these are bassy boys. These are bassy boys. Me personally, I'm what they call a class 2 listener. I love my bass. I do enjoy some, muddy mids sometimes. This headphone, it's a good time for some of my music. Not all of my music, but definitely some of it. So listening to things like Wiz Khalifa, Run the Jewels, things like that. This is just such a good time. Like, it's so enjoyable when you have that like bass going, and so much fun. But listening to some of my rock tracks, whether it be like the Trues or Audio Slave or whatever, so very music specific for me with this headphone. Like, I loved it with some songs, did not love it with others. It's also extremely sensitive to placement. So where it sits on my head changes the sound quite a bit. When my ear is closer up, it sounds significantly better. And then when my ear goes further back, it's definitely a lot more muddy and not as enjoyable. It just kind of gets dull. So I think part of that is the driver. When I'm looking into this pad, it sits a little closer this way. So personally, I really enjoyed this headphone when my ear was closer to the front of the cup. Also, pad wear is going to change the sound of this headphone dramatically. So when I put this on my head and I push it in a little bit, it sounds really good, actually. It sounds a lot better than when it's out. So if you have fresh pads and your ear's sitting at the back, you're going to get a much more like muddied type of sound. When your ear's further up, and if your pads are maybe a little worn in, you're going to get a lot. In my personal preference, I enjoy the sound more when my ear's up and when the pads are a little more worn in. It's not that I believe in burn-in or anything, but I burnt these in just in case, because I know, whatever. And part of that burn-in process was I was trying to compress the pads also into the, I just kind of had music playing and I just had them compressed for days, like actual days. And after that, the pads they had a little more give, and I did find the sound to be a little more enjoyable there. So that is something to kind of keep in mind with this headphone. Fresh out of the box, it might not be your thing, but after a little bit of wear and tear, you might warm up to it. It might warm up to you. It's a warm boy. So overall, I personally had a good time listening to this headphone when it came to like, yeah, some hip hop, EDM, things like that, some pop. I didn't love it for things like rock and country. Um, I don't think it's a safe recommendation, but I don't mind saying it's a, it's not a, I don't think it's a bad headphone. I think, at around, like when I was listening to it extremely loud, I was getting a little bit of driver breakup, but when I'm listening to it at my normal listening volumes, which is under 80 dB, under 85 for sure, I had zero problems. It's just when you're really pushing it, I got some like driver crinkle a little bit. But sound wise, other than that, I don't mind this. I think it's a fun time. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a couple IEMs, a little bit kind of like the QKZ, is it QKZ? HBB, the Hades. This is targeted at the exact same crowd as that, like super thick, low range, not like definitely colored, very warm, very muddy. This is targeted at that same audience, and I'm one of those people who I enjoy that sound at times. Like I don't, it's not my everyday listen, but if I want to listen to some Wiz Khalifa, I'm going to reach for this headphone because I had a blast listening to Wiz Khalifa and some Run of the Jewels and some hip hop. So I had a blast with this when it came to that type of music. So yeah, I still enjoy it for that. Yeah. Do I have anything else to add? I don't know. I can't. I think I had more stuff to add, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, do I recommend this? You got to know you want this type of sound. It's consistent. It's kind of reminds me of the Wrinkle a little bit too. They sound very different, but they have some similar vibes. But this, you have to know you want this type of sound. Like, this isn't a safe recommendation. If you want a neutral sounding headphone, this is not it. But if you're wanting that super thick upper bass, lower mids, something that's very fun for like constant bass drop type music, this might be your headphone, I liked it better than the Shure SRH 440A because, yeah, it's kind of a bassy boy too. I like this one better than that. And I think the build is significantly better and the accessories are significantly better. And like when I'm comparing it to, some other headphones in its price range, if you're looking for a bassy boy with this kind of sound, I think it's a perfectly fine buy. But yeah, just buyer beware. If you're looking for a neutral, balanced headphone, this isn't it. So you got to know you want this. Me personally, I enjoy this enough that I'm keeping it. It is going to sit in my headphone room, and I will occasionally listen to it when I want that laugh, like the bass that makes you giggle, So, but it's not going to be for everyone. That's just the thing. That's just the thing. That's preferences for you. So if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.